In itself is called Stand Up, Speak Up, and Show Up. Yes, you. On the 8th day of every single month, from March 2023 to February 2024, if I was given the job to have women remember the power of International Women's Day, it happens on the 8th day of every single month. It's the remembrance of the 8th day of the month. Yeah. On the 8th day of the month, there is at least 13 speakers, one a celebrity, that is coming, that has sponsored themselves to be there. And I'm super excited because we are 7 months in out of 22 summits. We're now going to do a public Facebook group. There's 1,700 women that have come and got their buckets filled up since we started this just a few months ago.
The next summit is the 8th of October.
And guess who's going to be speaking?
Yeah, I'm going to be speaking about speaking performance. Yeah, and performance is, like we think of performance like athletes, to perform, to come first in the race, their agility, their speed and accuracy, all this stuff. But we all perform to some level or, to some extent, whether you're a housewife, an entrepreneur, a CEO, like we all have some performance, and it's all about our energy and our endurance and to be able to make decisions. I mean, have you ever not been able to make a decision and it just drains the life out of you? So you can do that better, and you're more emotionally resilient as well when you've had a good night of sleep. So yeah, I'm going to be talking all about sleep and performance. Just a little taster of what is coming up on the show. But first, please do like this video and subscribe to the channel. And also tell your friends and family about this podcast. Please let us know in the comments if you would like to hear any particular topic in relation to sleep or health. And I will create a show especially for you, just for asking the question. So let's get on with the show.
Before we start today's video, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Empowering Family Health podcast. Guess what? We have Deb Drummond on again. She was on a couple of previous episodes. Go back and check her out. Episode 90. We were talking all about health and anti-aging, an incredible episode. And we brought Deborah back again because this girl is a powerhouse. She is on fire. She is a global international ultrapreneur, and we had to get her back to speak about an incredible event coming up that I'm going to be taking part in October. But let me just give you a brief overview again of Deborah, just in case. She's a network marketing professional as well, private coach, motivational and top performance speaker. She's a multiple #1 best-selling author, a podcaster, a mastermind leader, the health and wellness anti-aging expert, and she's helped over 30,000 people get amazing results with what she does. And she has been #1 in acquisition for 5 years running in 10 countries and featured in Success Magazine 48 times. Oh my God, where does this woman get this time? She's internationally recognized for her pioneering work with women in business, and she's created 7 companies. And she makes it her mission to walk the path to the next level with her clients. Let's bring Deborah in and talk to Deborah about how she does all this amazing work. Deborah, you're welcome.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be back. I have to say, one of my favorite countries, but it's right up there.
Yeah, and you're going to be fair very soon as well. That's going to be another project that you're going to be involved in. We'll have to get you back to talk about that as well. That's a big project.
So you're coming. You're walking something.
Yeah. No, I love the west of Ireland. You're going to be doing long walks around the west of Ireland. Yeah. Marathons and what have you. So we'll be talking, incredible project. But today, Deborah, I wanted to get you back on because you've got a really long project that you're working on over the last number of months. And it actually started March this year and it's going through until May 2024. It's a series of summits and an authorship and speakership project, which I'm part of, and I'm absolutely delighted. I can't wait. I'm going to be speaking next month. I'm going to be talking all about that today on the podcast and really celebrating women and what your key core message is about and why you're actually putting this project on. So let's start there, Deborah. What is the key core message behind this project?
Wow. Well, the fundamental message truly is about having women and those that support women remember that there is a day. This day that's been designated to women internationally and globally is March 8th, and it is International Women's Day. And it's a day that was necessary. It's a day that is necessary. And the whole idea around International Women's Day has kind of started to get lost. I mean, there was a time where you had to fight for it. There is countries, we can't forget, there is countries that still fight for it, right? And then it's about fighting for it, and then it's about honoring it. You know what I mean? And so because not in every country, but many times things are, our posts. We post something on LinkedIn, we post something on Facebook, we do an Instagram shout out or TikTok or wherever you play. And we're like, hey sisters, happy day, right? And it's become a bit of a posting day. And I got a very clear message, as you know, this is kind of a divine project. No one sits around and goes, I want to dedicate 2 years to something that, but it was just really, Deb, create a day, create an event that has women remembering and honoring International Women's Day the way a mother does Mother's Day. That was the clear message. And so it really is about creating a portal, creating a platform, creating a venue. Trust me, we hit as many time zones as we can to be able to have a refueling station for women to come and fill up every single month. But the theme that we talk about on each of the summits is different every month with an overarching. This is to remind you that you have access to global solidarity. And you know this to be true. I know you do. That let's say that here I am in Vancouver, Canada, and I feel empowered today. And I actually feel brave enough, like I had to do yesterday on a phone call last night with a family member. I had to assert my boundaries. And it was a tough one. This relationship is super important to me. I didn't want it to go sideways. I waited 3 weeks. I played it out in my, dreams. I lost some sleep over it. This is a core relationship in my life. And I needed to wait for the right moment. And guess what? As I was practicing a new speech for an event tonight, bang, I got a call from this person. I was like, here we go. And so as I'm setting my boundaries, as I'm expressing my feelings, some women in another part of the country who wasn't on their way to bed had to walk into maybe an office, a boss's office, a bank office, something, and maybe go ask for a raise. And for some reason, unbeknownst to her, she had a little push on her back and she opened the door a little easier. Because when one woman over here stands up for her rights, internally, personally, inside, whatever that right is, it allows another person to go say, you know what? I deserve as much money as I know someone else is getting paid in the office, or I deserve more money because I'm here and I'm more. So that's the whole power of this event. It's the event, but it's the reverberation of the event. Yeah.
The ability to rest is the body's key to healing. Do you struggle with getting asleep at nighttime or staying asleep during the night and waking up the next morning feeling absolutely exhausted? My book, How to Get a Good Night's Sleep, is easy to understand, it's solution-based, and it's packed with research to help you take back control of your night's sleep. My book is available on Amazon, and it's also available on howtogetaggoodnightsleep.com. This book is also available in audio and ebook. So get your copy today and start having the best night's sleep that you've only ever dreamed of. And there's so much I want to unpack in that, Deborah. I mean, remembering who we are, and like that line, remembering who we are, like women have incredible power, but women, and add to this, Deborah, women are just so busy looking after everybody else, like since forever. Like we're the engine of the house, we're in the kitchen all the time, right, looking after the kids, making sure everyone's fed, all the cleaning, and then and in recent years we've been going out to work, so we're doing both of that. As it's still expected of us to do all the house things as well, and the kids and what have you. So we're giving a lot of ourselves to our family, to our work colleagues, and even as a female leader or whatever. And look, there is a danger of us burning ourselves out, like, and I've heard, and women suffer with depression a lot more than men do, and there's a lot of that going on, and it really needs to be acknowledged and recognized. Would you agree?
Absolutely. I think that by nature, being the creative gender, right? We create, you hear it all the time, Father Sky, Mother Earth. You hear these, and yes, I talk about how we've come up and we've kind of, when I talk about healing the sister wound and having women come together from an entrepreneurship standpoint, it's like we've come through many generations and many evolutions, right? And so there's been, I always call it the pantsuit era. The pantsuit era where we were like taking it, by charge that we too should be able to, have all of the equalities of our other gender. But what did that mean? When we didn't take on those genders, we didn't go, hey, you know what, Joanna, I'm going to go to work and I'm going to hire someone to do the laundry. I'm going to hire someone to do the grocery shopping. I'm going to hire, because yes, there is set precedents that might be okay. Look, I love buying my groceries. I have no issue, but you know what I do? I do a meeting at the same time. But here's something interesting. When I couldn't afford to have someone go buy my groceries for me, and even to this day, when people go, you had someone buy groceries for you before there was ever a delivering service or what have you. I was a newly single mom of 2 kids, and I had 3 companies. And so I had to make some decisions. So I converted 2 companies. And I had 1 company and I had 2 children, and it was going through a marital status change that wasn't any fun. And I'm sure I'm not the only one in that. So all these changes in my life, I had 18 staff. I was like, woo, I'm drowning here. And so I had an assistant at the time. And I remember thinking, oh gosh, when I have my son, I think he was 6 years old. When I have my son, I'm dragging this kid through the grocery store, right? Super fun. Yay. I want to go to mom's. So I remember doing it in my head, and I was like, I remember hearing the voice actually of a book that I read from a woman. Her name was Mary Kay Ash, and she had started Mary Kay Cosmetics, and she's no longer with us. But there was a part of her book that I remember when she was in the early day trying to talk women into having someone come into their home and give them assistance. Anyways, I said to my assistant, who was doing other things, I said, do you grocery shop? She's like, yeah. I'm like, how would you feel about me paying you to do my grocery shopping, and you can do your grocery shopping at the same time, so you can double dip? I don't care. I'll take you through the store. I'll tell you what I buy. I'm pretty consistent with my food. We all know that 80% of your food is going to be the 80% you buy next month. I mean, there's no, I said, so if I show you what I buy it at the same time, come home and stick it in my fridge. She's like, yep. So I paid her to do that. And people were out of their mind. They're like, Deb, things are tight right now. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, so what? So me and Ocean eat pasta that night. That doesn't cost much. And I take my son to the park, and it used to cost me $45 to have a night off with my son. So we're not going to the movie. We're not going to this. I'm going to go do something free, and I don't have to grocery shop. And I don't have to so, those kind of things were unheard of. He was 6. He is now 19.
Yeah. And he remembers that now.
Well, yeah. Well, even if he didn't remember it, and he's heard me talk about it enough that he's, but even if he didn't remember it, I did. Yeah. Even if he didn't remember it, we had quality time together. Yeah, the point to that story is it was unheard of, and people used to give me heck. My women friends used to give me heck.
Because it wasn't done. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So now they have, you can have your groceries delivered or whatever, but the point is, yes to what you said. Yes, we take on a lot. Yes, as we added, we didn't delete. Like as we took on that job of going out there and, being allowed, making claim to outside of the house income, we did not drop the inside of the house work.
Yeah. We just took more on. And I heard in there as well, like really prioritizing ourselves and prioritizing the things that needed to be done as well, like what's more important, and I could hear values coming up there, or values as well, what's important. And another thing I noticed as well, and that is, we all have different skill sets, and we're good at some things and we're not good at other things, so it's important to put your time and effort what you're good at and what it is that you enjoy doing. And even if we're taking a rest as well, like you spent time with your son when you went to the park, you went for a walk in the park or whatever, and that was very, very valuable, and that was necessary. So you prioritize, and you were able to distinguish as well what was important to you, what was valuable to you. And that's what women need to do. Like, we need to do that now. We need to start to prioritize what it is that's important, and understand what it is that makes us feel special, and do those things, because that's part of self-care, and really filling the cup up. You talked about filling up, and boundaries. That was another thing as well that you mentioned. And one of the things that as women, we're very nurturing and, you know, by nature, and we can overgive. One of my mentors said to me a long time ago, he said to me, care, like it's really good to care. And we're in that, as an entrepreneur, we're in that industry of caring for people and serving people. But we have to be very careful we don't overgive. We have to give from an overflowing cup, as they say. So care, but not that much. That's what you always told me. And I never got that for a long time. But he was talking about the boundaries. You know, we can give a certain amount, but we have to look after ourselves as well first. You know, put your own oxygen mask on. So, Deb, tell us about this event, like, and how this is serving women, and you know, how it's helping, you know, to remember this special day.
Well, the event in itself is called Stand Up, Speak Up, and Show Up, Yes You. And, you know, that yes you piece is to remind yourself exactly of what you just said. But it's also, look, there's mavens and crones, I call them, women that have been in business for, you know, that 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 years. And they're like, you know, the new generation can do it. I'm like, get your butt on stage. You got something to share. So, and then there's the yes you for women that are like, I'm only in business 6 months. I'm only been in business for a year. I've only been in business for 2 years. I'm like, yeah, yes, you get up there. You're just as good as anybody else. And so it's a full encompassing event. And here's how, I mean, the story about how it came to be was quite interesting. But on the 8th day of every single month, from March 2023 to February 2024, if I was given the job to have women remember the power of International Women's Day, it happens on the 8th of the day of March every year. And so having these events on the 8th day of every single month, no matter whether it's Sunday, might be like, it's on a Sunday. I'm like, yep, it's on a Sunday. It's the remembrance of the 8th day of the month, because I don't know women that go, oh, it's Thursday today. Yeah, I'm not working. Like, I mean, we don't stop filling out our cup. So why are we going to stop filling in our cup? And so on the 8th day of the month, there is at least 13 speakers, one a celebrity that is coming, that has sponsored themselves to be there. Like, this event is supported by the speakers sponsoring, coming to be there. And they're sharing inspiration. They're sharing motivation. They're sharing information, everything from what it was like to be a woman in the music industry, to why someone should have a good night's sleep, to all the information that we want to hear, but with an empowering momentum behind them. In part of this day, this community that's gathering on the 8th day. And it really, I got to say, you know, for those of us, I mean, I have to be on because I organize it. So we've had seven events, but what I notice, I'm full all the time. Nice. Like, I'm full. And that happened around, I'm like, Angel, who's my co-host, and I'm like, are you, she's like, yep, I know exactly what you're going to say. I'm like, I feel, she goes, me too. I didn't even get to finish my sentence. And there's women that are coming back every single month, and they're like, by the time I'm at my third or fourth speaker, I am filled back up. I feel in alliance with all the women speaking, even though I don't know them, the women that have spoke before. And I'm super excited because we are 7 months in out of 22 summits. We're now going to do a public Facebook group. We did internal Facebook groups, obviously, for speakers and authors, and we will still have that. So all this business that's happening and the support that's happening for people that are giving and gifting, but we're going to have one. So now that this can, you know, the cup floweth over into the community where this whole community of women can come. And there's 1,700 women that have come and got their buckets filled up since we started this just a few months ago. So, wow. Yeah. So that's what it is. It's on the 8th day, and then International Women's Day. Put it in your planner right now that you're going to be coming on to the summit. And the summit is going to be an incredible day. Now, this day we'll have a full celebrity panel, but it will be the book launch of the book that actually was the beginning of this process. The beginning of this project was a book called 262 Women, Entrepreneurs, Ultrapreneurs, Creatives, and Media, Rock, Legacy, and Tell All. And people are like, why 262? And I'm like, well, because after 3 days of meditation and me not wanting a 262, I went to text my girlfriend, how are you? And 262 came across my screen. So guess what? It's 262. But interestingly enough, to go from March 2023 to May 2024 without me doing anything, that's 22 summits. I mean, it's just how it works for time frame. And so there's all these things around. If you're into numerology and you
there's something about numbers, isn't there?
Yeah, something about numbers in the project. The book, there is a book that we are launching on International Women's Day. So it is a book launch. So women can author in the book and be a part of that book. And that book will be a 5-year book tour after. And we're going all over the world. And we know that we're going to be doing some live book launches where some people will speak in the area. And we will definitely be in Ireland. But the book and the speaking go together. And it goes all the way, like you said, till May 11th. So International Women's Day, please come join us. And then 8 more summits of 8 weeks. It is going to be just this powerhouse. It's going to be like a shower of love and inspiration. And then the closing ceremony, which I always say that we're probably going to be washing our face away with tears more than anything, is the day before Mother's Day. And if you haven't brought your mother or your sister or your aunt or your niece or your, whatever, your fellow, that's going to be the day that's going to be just filled with lots of love for Mother's Day and International Women's Day.
I have to say, like, even though, like, how this is all structured and with the numbers, and numerology is really, really big. I got a numerology reading there done a few months ago, and I was blown away by it. And I got one done for my daughter as well. I was so intrigued by it. But the 8, like 8 is a Chinese number, isn't it? Like in terms of energy and power and stuff, 8 is a powerful number. So it's on the 8th. So the next summit is the 8th of October.
And guess who's going to be speaking?
I'm going to be speaking about sleep and performance. And performance is, like we think of performance like athletes, to perform, to come first in the race, their agility, their speed and accuracy, all this stuff. But we all perform to some level or, to some extent, whether you're a housewife, an entrepreneur, a CEO, like we all have some performance, and it's all about our energy and our endurance and to be able to make decisions. I mean, have you ever not been able to make a decision and it just drains the life out of you? So you can do that better, and you're more emotionally resilient as well when you've had a good night of sleep. So I'm going to be talking all about sleep and performance. So I can't wait. I love speaking about sleep. I think it's just so underrated, so overlooked, and it's such an important tool. And especially for women need a good night of sleep. We do so much. We need to rest and rejuvenate. We really, really do. So I'm speaking. So that's kicking off at 5:30 PST time. Is that right, Debs?
Well, I'm in PST, right? So we pretty well go from like 9:30 in the morning till 6:30 at night, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night.
It's 5:30 my time. Sorry, GMT. Yeah.
So we make sure that we are kicking off as early as we can to capture all the different time zones. I'm even right now on the book launch, and I'm expanding up a couple of hours on each end. And we normally do 10-hour days. So my co-host, I'm like, get your water ready, or she might have to be shifted out halfway through the day. But
it's incredible. I mean, I was on last month's. I hopped into last month's, and it's great because you can just hop in and out. And like if last month was starting to go by, oh my God, it was incredible. I mean, I had to peel myself away from it. I had things to do. So I literally intended on just dropping in for 1 or 2 speakers. And oh my God, it was just incredible. Really, really powerful information, folks, from a variety of topics and all about empowering you, like on some level, and and it's free for people to attend, Deborah, as well, which is great. So
that had to be, if you think about it, right? For some women, $10 is a tough decision. For some women, $10,000 is a tough decision for a ticket to an event.
That's true.
And so when the download came that I needed to create an event that had that was going to make an impression globally, it had to be free. I mean, there was no way around it, because I'll tell you, and I'm not balking my gender when I say this, but as soon as you put a price to something, things go squirrely in a woman's head. And squirrely by I mean like, oh, can I? The squirrel, like, can I afford it? Can I? Yeah. And you start negotiating with yourself. You start negotiating the time, the energy, the should I, the could I, but if it's free, that takes that excuse or that reason off the table. So I think the most powerful thing that happened was somehow some woman in a town of 300 in Nassau, Bahamas, contacted me and said, hi, I was on your summit. I'm like, fantastic. She's like, I'm the only woman in my town that is university educated, and I would like to speak and put my town on the map. I'm like, let's go, And so by being able to be free, right, no matter what someone's economic situation is at that time, because look at there's some people that have been completely wiped out, by things that have happened in the last 4 or 5 years that you have no idea that $10 is making a difference in their wallet.
Yeah.
And we always make assumptions around that, but it's a place where women can come on and off. If I was to say it's $69 and 99 upgrade and all the stuff that normally happens with summits, which I have no issue, because I'll tell you, these things are expensive to put on. Then if you do that, then a woman's going to go, well, I can only come on for 2 hours. And so then she doesn't get anything. But if you make it free, then you can pop on and off as much as you like.
Yeah.
And just like what happened to you, somehow the value sticks and they're there and they receive. And it also allows them the financial funds to be tied up to, women are coming to share. There's all sorts of things. It might inspire someone to hire someone's services. It might inspire someone to go and take that course or do that job or see that business coach or read that book or take that day off or go to the spa or whatever. And she has financial resource. There's no excuse not to.
And I love, Deborah, because and from listening to some of the speakers last month, an awful lot of speakers that are coming forward, they're very courageous women, Deborah, right? And it's not like just filling you with loads of content and great stuff. It's their story as well, which makes it even more impactful, right? And it takes something to speak on. That's what this summit is. Stand up, speak up, show up. And it really does take courage to speak from the heart. And it's the heart of the matter, and it's living from the heart. And that's where we need to be living from now, Deborah. We need to be living from the heart and what it is that matters, what we value and what's important to us. And really connecting, to be able to connect with the stories of these speakers is a big deal, and it really is. It really does take a lot of courage for the speakers to come forward and to speak about this as well, and of course their expertise. And it's just incredible. And what I love about it is all the collaboration as well, because there's no competition. That's what this is about moving forward, because we need to ask for help. Women, women were always kind of, seen and not heard, like the children, back a few years ago, whatever. And women very much felt that way as well, not to be seen and heard. And this is their chance to speak up and show up, as you say, and show up from the heart. And that is when we are our most powerful. And I believe that's the work that's the place we need to stand in, as women, and we've forgotten it. So I love this project that you're doing all around International Women's Day, helping women remember that and who they are, and acknowledge who they are, and give them that worthiness back, like that belief, So I just admire you. I love it. I know we're watching the time as well, Deb, so you have to go very soon, but it's just an incredible event. And then you're leading up to the book launch as well with 262 women. That's an incredible tell us a little bit about the book. How are you fitting 262 women in the book?
Yeah, that's it. They're like, you know what? Well, what we wanted to do is I've done books for a long time. Obviously, I have a media company. That's how this got spearheaded. The book is very different. So, there's a lot of anthologies, and I love anthologies. I just finished writing in another anthology because it's such good branding. It's such good exposure. I can't tell you anything. I love the fact when women write in a book and then use that book the way that it's meant to be used to get to people. So we did a platform book. So when you open up the book, it's like a full cover spread. And on one side of the page is a woman and who she is, what legacy she's leaving. Did she overcome something? What's important to her? I'll probably write about music, the power of music. Like, let people know who you are, not what you do. We don't walk around like, hi, my name is Deb and I'm a media company. Hi, I'm Johann. I'm a sleep coach, right? Yeah, we do that it's what you do. So here's Johann, and you're writing about what's important to you. What's your legacy? What do you want to do? Some people are writing poems. Some people are writing letters to their grandchildren, right? Okay. So because then they can have that book and they can read that. Oh, my yaya or my grandma, whatever. This is who she was about. Then on the other page, it's what you do and why you do it.
Love it.
People are attracted to why you do it. And I want to lean in on that. So if I get to know you a little bit, and then I get to read what your passion is, your project, your business, and then you invite me in. So there's no headshots in the book. There's no blazers, because it's not a directory. It's a real story. It's a life. And so a beautiful black and white picture of the woman. And then as women go from page to page, and those that support women, as they go from page to page, each woman, as they finish their page, leaves 2 words. And I think this is really beautiful because, when you say goodbye to someone, you're like, talk later. See you soon. Fly safe. This is, be cool, be strong, liberate yourself, say yes, say no, eat chocolate, pray more. Like, I can't even tell you the really cool 2 words that are happening. So a woman literally can flip through this book as a flip book and get 262 empowering messages any single day. And so it is a coffee table book. I mean, the energy of this book wouldn't even allow someone to pick it up and put it in a bookshelf.
Oh, I love it. I love it because what I'm hearing straight away there, I love the way it's very clear who they are, what they do and why they do it, right? That's really giving the full picture, because it's living from the heart who they are, because it's all about who you are first and foremost, right? And what I can hear in that is when other people around the world are looking at this book or reading this book, they can associate and see themselves in this, and it's giving them people permission to say, yeah, me too, like me too, because we all have stuff that happens to us over life, and we all have challenges, and we're not able to express it, or we're not allowed to express it, or whatever, but it's given that permission. So it's going to be a powerful book as well. And then you're doing a world tour after that as well, so I can't wait for that, and I can't wait till you come to Ireland as well. But listen, we're coming near the end, but just before we wrap up, Deborah, can you tell people, is there any final thing that we haven't said that you want to say before we wrap up, before I ask you where people can find you and the links and all that? Just any last empowering thought? Yeah, absolutely. So 2 things. One is, if there's something in your gut right now going, ooh, I just love to, then reach out. No matter where you are or what you're doing in your business or your project or your desire. If you want to be part of the project, if you want to be on this virtual stage, then reach out. We still have space for you. So we are welcoming and having information sessions and all of that. And if you're nervous, join the club. The sisterhood on the inside of this project is just as powerful. So there's that. The other thing is, if for some reason you can't join us on one of the summits, which we have 22 of them, so I'm thinking that you can, right? Bring every single person that that needs to be filled up. If you know a women's organization, if you know like anyone that you think that financially getting this kind of inspiration and motivation would be a challenge to, get the information to them. If you know a women's organization, if there's a lot of people out there that are hurting, that are being served in these organizations. If you know people that are in giving at organizations, are they an exhausted nurse? Are they an exhausted care worker? Are they an exhausted doctor? Are they an exhausted lawyer? Are they an exhausted mom? Whatever they are, whoever they are, honestly, give them the gift of the link. I mean, it's not only is it free, but it's necessary. Yeah. We're not working behind the scenes here because there's not a cause. You talked about it. There's a high ratio of burnout. There's a high ratio of having to keep your smile on. There's a high ratio of having to pull it all together. There's a high ratio of kids that are hurting. And so parents are smiling, even if they're not, smiling on the outside. So there really is a lot of fiscal situations all over the world as a result of the last 3 things that we've just experienced, that there's that mental health is, or mental wellness, or however people frame it. I love mental wellness, is being compromised. And so we have become people's refueling stations. So if it's not you, if you're grooving and you pop on and it's great or not, there's probably 3 or 4 people around you that you don't even know that need some support and some help. So get the word out. We just went and we're trying to get to every women's organization that takes care of women, and at least get them this link and say, hand it out for free. Give this to everyone. So it's not, it was free for a reason, and it's only going to work if we collaboratively can do this, because we can only market so much. We can only get the word out so much from our standpoint. We're taking care of people that are coming in to share. And so we're hoping collaboratively people pass this information on, which is how this woman in Bahamas found us. So, and also just a final remembrance that you do have a day. And if you don't join us for International Women's Day, which we would lose if you didn't, but if you didn't, and you were at least on that March 8th, do something different. Don't get up, send a couple of posts to your sisters. I don't know, go buy yourself a card, go buy yourself flowers, take a longer break at lunch, take half the day off. Go do something for yourself. For me, it's going into an art gallery and turning my phone off, like literally in my purse, turn the phone off. Nice.
And do something for yourself on March 8th that is self-fulfilling, right? Self-fulfilling. Yeah.
Well, buying a bunch of flowers sits with me anyway. That's something I haven't done in a long time, actually, come to think of it. So yeah, I might even do that tomorrow. I'm not waiting for
There
it.
you go. I know. Yeah. It doesn't have to be International Women's Day, but at least take care of yourself on that day and do something different every single year. I mean, even if you go volunteer, which sounds like you're outpouring, but if it gives you more joy than takes more than energy, go. I'm sure there's many organizations. It's just that we don't have the marches in the street anymore. We don't have the petitions for people to sign. And so therefore it's kind of gotten forgotten. So, yeah,
You're making it easy. You're making it really easy, but it's free for people to attend. So do share that out with everybody that you know, any organizations, and yeah, and come along and support me.
I was just going to say, this is your group, October 8th. You should be telling people when you're speaking, how you're speaking, and we want people, you absolutely, I mean, you're outpouring into everyone. I'm sure no one's paying to come get all the wonderful information that you're sharing.
Absolutely.
And so to show the support, come on for the half an hour that Johann's speaking, and cheer her on in the chat. That is so empowering and so inspiring. Like, share on the chat, comment what she says, send out the link to your friends that you know and say, oh my gosh, I know this woman, I've been following her podcast, or I have lunch with her or networking with her, and just get it out there on October 8th. We can't wait. Here's the interesting, October 8th is actually Canadians' Thanksgiving Day.
Oh yeah.
And people are like, you're doing it on Thanksgiving? And I'm like, yes, we are. Yes, we are. It's October 8th. It's not Thanksgiving everywhere. And it's important. And it is about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It is about Thanksgiving.
Interesting. There's another synchronicity for you. Another acknowledgement. Yeah.
October 8th.
October 8th.
Right?
And I'm speaking in UK Irish time at 6:30, folks. So 6:30, I'll be on the stage. 6:30 p.m., 6:30 p.m. UK Irish time. So please come along if you feel you need to sleep better and have better performance, or if you know anybody, I'm sure you do. As Deb said, where many people are tired and fatigued and worn out and need more energy, need more filling up at that cup. So do come along and support me. And you never know, I'm sure that you will find at least one nugget in what I have to say. And Deb, there's free gifts as well, isn't there? There's free gifts that are going to be given.
Yes. So every woman that's speaking, you can go back in the chat and you can see. So every woman that is speaking is giving a free gift to everyone, and one special gift. They have to hear your presentation, because we pull the question that they have to answer out of your speech, which I don't even know till we hear you. And so everyone is going to be getting it. There's over 10,000 of free gifts that are given away. And there's $2,500 of free gifts given to everyone. You don't even have to answer a question. And all the links of the speakers will be in the chat, where you can go get your free gift and free gift and free gift and free gift.
Wow,
yes.
Debs. Wow, that was very, very generous. Yeah, there's another good reason to show up. Oh my God, incredible. So folks, don't miss it. The 8th of October is the next one. It's on the 8th of every month going forward, but do show up for the 8th of October. That's where I will be. And do share it with your friends. It really, really is a gift, and your friends will thank you for it. They really will. So Debs, on that note, just give everybody your web address, and I'm going to put a QR code up as well so people can scan it, and I'll put the links in the show notes, but just say verbally, just for the audio part of the podcast.
Yes, absolutely. You could go to debdrummond.com and go to the events page and see everything there. So debdrummond.com, it'll be in the show notes. If you want information, if you want anything more, deb@debdrummond.com. Super easy, deb@debdrummond.com. And if you reach out to Johann and you for some reason can't find me, she'll put you in touch with me, and she'll put the link of the event. And if you want to be added to the link list, meaning there's an email that goes out every month with the new link, because we've got all of these events coming, right? Every single month, then you need to email me, you need to get in touch with me. We'll put you on the link list. So every month you will be reminded.
Brilliant. Okay, well, on that note, Debs, listen, enjoy the rest of your day. Best of luck with your keynote. I'm sure you'll smash it like all the rest of them. You're amazing. So keep rocking, Deb, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you, my friend. Bye for now.
I do hope you are enjoying these conversations, and to help me continue pushing these videos and audio podcasts together, I do have an ask. I do need support to help me to keep bringing you knowledge and insights, there is a Patreon link, patreon.com/empowering family health, or you can make a donation via PayPal. All the links are in the description and the pinned comment. You can do a one-off or you can do a monthly support. So I'd really appreciate that. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Take care.